Shalom Aleichem. The Gemara in Psachim Kuf Yud Aleph and Orayot Yud Gimel says that a man is not allowed to walk between two women, and a woman is not allowed to walk between two men. This halacha is actually not under the isur of tzniut, modesty, but rather, as the Gemara says, that this causes a person to forget what he was learning. There's a isur for a person to do things that causes him to forget the Torah learning. Pen tishkach et advarim, it says in the Torah. The Mefarshim learn that this goes also for forgetting one's learning. Even a woman that's not commanded to learn Torah, but she is commanded to know the halachot that's relevant to her, so therefore she's not allowed to do things that would cause her to forget the learning as well. Second reason that's brought down in the Gemara also is that there's shadim, there's spiritual evil powers that are around, and whenever a person does such a thing, when he walks between, then those evil powers have the right to hurt him, and sometimes even to kill him, chas v'shalom. Ben Ish Chai in Sefer Ben Yehoyada, Psachim Kuf Yud Aleph writes that this is not relevant anymore today, because today there's no more shadim, and even if there are, they lost their strength, their power, and they can't really damage. But the first halacha that we mentioned before is very relevant, that one should not do such a thing in order not to forget his learning. And besides, this is a halacha that's brought down in the Sfarim, in the Seferei Poskim. For example, in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch he brings this down, in Shulchan Aruch Harav, he brings this in Shmirat HaGuf VeHaNefesh, Seif Chet, he brings that halacha. Even the Ben Ish Chai writes it in Shana Bet, in Parashat Pinchas, to warn not to walk between two women. And as we said before, it's nothing to do with walking between two women. Also, one woman is not allowed to walk between two men. And therefore, the Gemara says, what should a person do if he happened to come across such a scenario where two women are standing in front and he has to pass by? What should he do? The Gemara says that one should try to avoid that as much as he can, try to find a different path. But if there's really no other path and he has to go here, so the best thing would be is that another man should come along with him. They should hold hands and walk through the two women. When you do that, then there's no one man between two women, but rather each man is separating the other man from this going between, because he's there together with him. The Gemara says that they should hold hands. The Poskim say not necessarily one needs to hold hands, as long as they can put the hands on one's shoulder, whatever it is, that is sufficient. Now, there are leniencies in the Poskim that say that maybe if the two women don't know each other, and if they're not married, and the Poskim speak about different scenario along those lines. If one walks by and he happened to have a place that he needs to go through and he can't speak to them, so one should, some say, take with him a stick or something else, and when you hold something, that could sometimes help. Some poskim say to hold his peot helps out, probably because he's holding on to a mitzvah object, whatever it is. But these are all scenarios of bediavad, if one was stuck in such a scenario, but lechatchila, he should try to avoid that. Some say that one should ask the lady to move a little bit so he can go and not between the two women. Chazon Ish was very, very makpid on this halacha, and other poskim and other tzaddikim as well throughout the generations, and therefore this is something that we all need to practice as much as possible. If one goes through the street and he has no choice, so some say that in the streets today that is so busy and there's people all around, it's not like passing through a place that only, like let's say in a hallway in a building that has one woman talking to the other women and they connecting through conversations, and then you come and you interrupt. So that could be when you walk down the street, there's no problem. But again, these are all leniencies that one should not use unless he has no other choice.